part 2, if you haven't seen my part 1, it's how I would answer the interview question or application question, making effective decisions if I didn't have experience. Because one of the most common questions I get asked is, can I do this job? Can I be a probation officer if I don't have experience? And I'm always saying, yeah, of course you can. So this will help you know exactly how you can answer the questions better when you are faced with it in the application. Now, this question actually came up on the PQIP, the Train to be a Probation Officer application 2023. So it depends when you're watching this video. I can't guarantee this question is going to come up, but it will be valuable for you. One of the major mistakes I've seen when I've been coaching students is not fully understanding the meaning of the question. So the question here, making effective decisions, what does it actually mean? So use evidence and knowledge to support accurate expert decisions and advice. Carefully consider alternative options, implications and risks of decisions. Because as a probation officer, you're constantly making decisions. I've done previous videos about this, but briefly, as a probation officer, you may make decisions on whether someone should or shouldn't go to prison, whether you need to hold a meeting to get more information about someone, whether you should refer someone to social services. I feel like there's just so many decisions that you're having to make. They're not all big, massive decisions. Decisions on how to manage your time, decisions on what action to take if someone has committed a further offence, decision on what action to take if you've received some information but it's not a conviction. So there's loads of decision making that you're going to have to do as a probation officer. So I can see why they put this as a question. It's really, really easy to doubt yourself and think, as you look at the application, like I've done this before when I've applied for jobs, you look at the application, you're like, oh, like your heart sinks because you're like, well, I haven't got that, I can't do that, I can't demonstrate that. And then it's like your fears take over and you talk yourself out of doing it. So I want to say pause, don't talk yourself out of doing it. The application form can be daunting when there's lots of information, lots of supporting information you need to read. But hopefully with these videos, it will help break that down for you. What I'm about to share with you next is crucial for your success if you want to pass the probation officer application. When you experience that self-doubt, it can be highly likely that you're going to self-sabotage yourself. So you are going to talk yourself out of doing it. So maybe that will look like you leaving it till the last minute, doing the application form when you're at work and doing 100 different things, rushing the application form, or looking at 10 other jobs because you've already discounted yourself for this job before you've even applied. So that's why I share what I share, because I want you to overcome those limiting beliefs and I believe in you. So I really want you to have that belief in yourself. Right, get your notebooks out. So in the last videos, I went through how to answer the questions if I have no work experience, if you have some unpaid experience, but it's not exactly directly related to prison or probation. So same for this video. If you are maybe a parent, if you have just graduated and you haven't had work yet, this is going to help you realise that you have the experience required. So I'm sure all of us here have had to make an effective decision when dealing with children. Maybe that's your own children. Maybe when dealing with your partner. Maybe when dealing with like services, like trying to pay your bills. Maybe you've had to make a decision there. Maybe a decision in terms of getting a mortgage, where to rent your house, like where to live, where to go on your next girly holiday. These are all decisions that you've had to make. So I want you to think about some of them decisions and write down what thought process did you go through? What tools did you draw on? Did you draw on what you already know? Did you have to research? You know, if you're looking for where should we go on our next girls' holiday, you've maybe researched some different areas, looked up different prices. So you've used factual information, you've drawn upon experience, maybe you've been certain places, so you've got that past experience. Maybe you've had to gather everyone together and see what their thoughts are on where you should go. So you're drawing on various forms of information to finally make your decision. And if you're like many of the clients that I work with, you have had some work experience, but it's voluntary and it's not directly related to prisons or probation. So maybe you have had to make a decision on whether you're getting married, having children, where to live, where to set up the karate club, where to take the children that you're babysitting. Things like that, you're having to make a decision. So again, pause this video, and if that applies to you, write down in that role where you've had to make an important decision. Maybe it's even like organising the Christmas party. So think about, who did you have to talk to? What information did you have to gather? What prior experience did you draw upon? And how you eventually reached that decision, what helped, what hindered that decision. Same again, I've worked with people who have worked in retail, who have caring jobs, jobs in the care sector. Maybe you've worked in completely different sectors, warehouse jobs, HR, maybe you've worked in corporate finance. Think again to those roles where you've had to make a decision and what contributed to you having to make that decision. And you'll realise in all of these 3 key areas, it's not necessarily crime related, it's not necessarily prison related, but you are using the same skills. It's all about the transferable skills. You are using what you know that's got you through life or got you through your prior job, and showing the person who's going to be reading your application, oh yeah, you've got the ability to be able to do that in this job. And that is what is important. So I can only cover so much in the YouTube videos. I go more in depth with this and help you realise that you do have it within you. If you want to be part of my coaching programs, go to How to Be a Probation Officer website now, and you can register to come and work with me, and that will help you be more successful in the whole process of not only becoming a probation officer, but when you're actually on the training and working in the job, because I like to support people in the long term. So it's not just a short-term fix of, yeah, I want to get the job, where's the information? It's like, no, how are you actually going to sustain the job when you're in it? While you're here, make sure you are subscribing. And if you know someone that could benefit from this video, like, share the video. Like, why not? Why keep it to yourself?